On a hot August afternoon in 1963, before a sea of hopeful faces gathered at the Lincoln Memorial, gospel legend Mahalia Jackson leaned forward and called out to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., "Tell them about the dream, Martin. Tell them about the dream." In that moment, history shifted. Inspired by her words, Dr. King moved beyond his prepared notes and spoke from the soul, giving the world the unforgettable refrain, "I have a dream." But the dream did not begin there, nor did it end that day. From the sorrowful wails of Billie Holiday's "Strange Fruit" to the powerful rallying cry of Kendrick Lamar's "All Right," music has always been the heartbeat of resistance. In every generation, voices have risen in song and speech, pushing back against oppression and demanding justice. From Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" to Sam Cooke's "A Change Is Gonna Come," each of these songs carried the torch, each telling the world about the dream. Today, as new battles for equality unfold, the rhythm of change continues. The voices may be different, but the message remains the same. The dream lives on and the fight is far from over. This is the story of past and present, of protest and power, of voices that refuse to be silenced. This is the story of those who dared to tell them about the dream. Music has always been more than just entertainment. It has been a voice for the voiceless, a rallying cry for justice, and a force that unites people in the face of oppression. From the plantation fields to protest marches, from the jazz clubs of Harlem to modern-day social movements, music has carried the weight of history, inspiring generations to continue the fight for civil rights, unity, and equality. Before civil rights activists marched in the streets, their ancestors sang in the fields. Spirituals like "Wade in the Water" and "Go Down Moses" were more than religious hymns. They were coded messages used by enslaved people to communicate escape routes through the Underground Railroad. Music was survival. As the 20th century approached, blues and jazz carried the sorrow and resilience of Black communities. Then came the powerful voice of Billie Holiday, whose haunting song "Strange Fruit" in 1939. It was one of the first mainstream songs to openly confront racial violence, proving that music could shake the conscience of a nation. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s had its own soundtrack. Mahalia Jackson, the queen of gospel, sang "How I Got Over" before Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. took the stage at the March on Washington in 1963. And songs like Nina Simone's "Mississippi Goddam" and The Impressions' "People Get Ready" became anthems of the movement, offering hope and strength. These songs weren't just melodies, they were battle cries. The present, the sound of protest, lives on. The struggle didn't end with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Systemic injustice, police brutality, and inequality persist, and music remains a force in the ongoing fight. During the 1980s and 90s, hip-hop emerged as the new voice of resistance. In 1989, Public Enemy's "Fight the Power" called out racial injustice, while Tupac Shakur addressed police brutality in Changes in 1998. In the 21st century, music remains a tool of activism. In the wake of the Black Lives Matter movement, artists like Rhiannon Gibbons, Cry No More, J. Cole, Be Free, and Childish Gambino's "This Is America" continue to use their platforms to demand justice. Their music reflects the struggles of today, just as gospel, soul, and jazz reflected the struggles of the past. The rhythm of resistance never stops. It just evolves. The future, keeping the dream alive. As new generations rise, the responsibility to tell the story continues. The dream of Dr. King and the fight of artists like Mahalia Jackson, Nina Simone, and Sam Cooke must not fade. The future of civil rights music may take new forms, whether through hip-hop, spoken word, or digital activism, but its purpose remains the same: to inspire, to unite, and to fight for justice, equality, and unity. If history has taught us anything, it is this: music will always be at the heart of change. So, the question remains, who will be the next to pick up the mic and sing for justice? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, the past shapes the future because history never fades and neither do the voices that tell it. This is Tony's Lost History Channel.